Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is December 4th, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at how to trade option like a pro using Finviz platform. Look, from market perspective, as we go into the futures here, look, market is trying to go higher. We got Dow Jones Industrial Average. As you can see here, it's chugging higher, and we got S&P 500. Finally, it's also trying to go higher after Jerome Powell suggested rates maybe coming to a little bit slower increase as we go forward. Nasdaq, which is beaten down, look, it's also showing some progress here, and Russell 2000 slightly going higher, as you can see here. And look, VIX is dying down. This is a great sign. So that's why I'm a little more bullish about the market from here on. Will there be some ups and downs? Yes, but I think generally we are looking at a positive direction with the Fed tapering down the interest rates hikes to a slower pace. So with that, let's jump in and try to see how to trade options like a pro using Finviz platform. Look, like as many of you know here, Finviz is a free platform. Anybody can use it. You can go into finviz.com and use it. I got an elite platform, but you don't need to worry about elite subscription. You can also do a lot of things with the free platform. As you go into Finviz platform, look, it gives you all the stocks. We got total 8,452 stocks selected through this platform here. So if you want to trade options, typically what I would like to do to begin with, I go and click on this all here, so that way I can look at all the criteria. So I would say from the beginning, since I want to trade stocks, I would say industry. I will just select stocks only, no funds. The moment I said stocks only, look, we are dropping down from 8,000 to about 6,000, as you can see here, 5,997. So that's the first thing you can do. Next thing, a lot of people don't know what stocks to trade. They kind of look at whatever is the hot stock, they will try to trade them. But instead, if you want to go with the consistent money and want to trade options, I say you go to average volume here and make sure your average volume is at least more than 2 million shares traded. So that's the first thing you can do here. And for the options traders, I say stay away from single digit stock price. Go at least say $15 up if you're trading options, so that way you get into some good stocks here. For this example, I say over $15 here. You could also get by saying over $10. Let's stick to over $15. So we don't want to trade very low price stocks. All right, so over $15 here. So look, now we are down to 462 stocks. Still too much for anybody to comprehend. Next, what we'll do is we'll go here and say we want to just look at the optionable stocks. Now look, it'll drop it down. We're at 462, as you can see here. Still, it's humanly not possible to look at 452 stocks. So now we're in a good position here. So what we can do now is we could look at few more things here. For many folks here, they want to trade positive net margin companies, so that way we don't want to get into negative net margin companies that might maybe run out of business. So we can choose net margin here, say positive net margin. The moment to do this, we drop down here to 359 stocks, which is still too high for anybody to look at. So next, what we can do is one of my favorite indicator here. Keep watch here. We got average true range, or ATR. So what it could do is choose average true range, and my favorite setup is go over 50 cents or even 75 cents. So that way you want stock to go up and down to make money. So you could just go here and over 75 cents. Now look, you're back to even lower number of tickers here, 302. That's pretty good here. So what you can do is we can do a few more things here to really make sure you're not looking at dead stocks. So what you could do, you could also do current volume here. I like to look at the current volume over 1 million shares. If you are trading, if you are doing this when the market is opening up, you could even change it a little bit slower, lower amount here. So current volume, if you are during the market hours, you could change it to a little bit higher or lower. You could say over 500k or even over 300k. If you're doing it after the market close like we're doing right now, you could say over 1 million. So now look, we are looking at just 301 stocks, as you can see here. Next, is few important things that you could look at. For example, I love buying call options on great stocks which are beaten down slightly. I don't want to pay too much money for the high flying stocks which are bound to come down. So what I would do is really I would look at the RSI here. Look, RSI perspective, I want to look at overbought here. I want to not overbought. Look, there is a RSI here, not overbought, less than 60. This is a good one to choose here. So that way, when we are buying call options, I want to look at not overbought. Look, now we got 151 here, almost cut in half. So we got a good amount of stocks here. So now we got this great stocks which are not overbought. Next week we can do a couple things here depending on how we want to trade. We got some great stocks to work through here. So look, we got few more things here. So you could look at few more areas and even make further progress here. Look, we got gross margin. Gross margin is one of the important things that you can look at. Many times a lot of companies have got no gross margin. I would say stay with the respectable gross margin. I say go over 30. So that way you get good stocks that you can buy call options in this case. Now we are into 103 stocks, as you can see here, and these are the good stocks. And one more thing you could look at, we got a few more things here. You could even streamline this further down here and look at some great stocks. So look, we got a nice list of stocks here. We got index, PE, price to cash, and so on and so forth here. And depending on how you want to trade, there are great things to look at. And now what we'll do is we'll look at if you want to look at some safe stocks here, if you want to only look at analyst recommendations, you could go right here and say, what, I want to look at analyst buy recommendation or better. Now we are going to even further trim down here to 80 stocks, as you can see here. These are all analysts recommended buy. And look, we got nice things here. One more thing I want to typically look at is see how the institutions are. Is there institutional support for these stocks? So for that, I will go right here. Look, we have a attribute called institutional ownership. I typically like to see at least over say 30% institutional ownership. So that way I'm not looking at some no-name stock here. So over 30%, that will cut down from 80 to 71. So look, we got respectable number of stocks here. And look, this is a very good list to begin with. And we could now look at these 71 stocks, not too much here. So what we can do right now is, if you have Finviz Elite platform, you have got some more benefits here. If you don't have Finviz Elite platform, that's okay too. You could work with this platform itself. So you could now look at few things here. This is again too many stocks to look at for an average person here. So this is where Finviz, they got great things here. So you could look at chart pattern. Look, we got a pattern right here. So you could go into pattern. For example, you are trying to buy a call option. That's why we chose the not overbought here. We want to buy call option. So what you could do is really you could go into this chart pattern and go into strong support. Look, we got a trend line support. Look at the strong trend line support. So look, we got strong trend line support. Look, we got just 3 stocks here. You could look at these names here if you want to buy some call option. You got Adobe, which is one of my favorite stock. You got Edward Life Sciences, and you got Qualcomm. So you could look at these names here. If you want to look at these things in a little more detail, you could go into these tabs here. You could go into ownership, performance, and so on and so forth. Now let's go into performance tab to see how they've been doing. Look, from a performance perspective, these stocks look performance. Quarter is bad, year is bad, year to date is bad. But look what's going on here. They had been bouncing off of the trend line support, and they're going higher in say 1 month, and performance in 1 week. That's a good sign here. I think that's a good, and relative volume is slightly lower, as you can see here, but at least they're going higher. And you could look at the technical and financials and so on and so forth here, and you could go into some more details. Next thing you can do, because we got just 3 stocks, click on the charts here, and it will give you a nice chart of these 3 stocks. Look, we got Adobe here. Adobe, as many of you know here, it came down after Adobe purchased Figma. Look, now it's trying to go up, as you can see here. At this time, you could slowly buy into Adobe here. As you scan through here, it's still from a RSI perspective, it's 58 below 60. You could still buy this stock here. I would wait for a little bit pullback here. Look, it came down $2.56 on Friday. You could look for a small pullback and jump in and buy it. There's a nice trend line support for this stock here. And next is Edward Life Sciences, which is one of my favorite stock. This often gets beaten up during the quarter, during the quarterly results here. And look, it's also trying to go higher after a big gap down here. It's a great one. You could buy some call option here, or even you can buy the stock outright. It's a great one here. Look, from an RSI perspective, it's 50, which is middle of the road. And then you got Qualcomm. Qualcomm is a great stock. Many of you know Qualcomm, even from earlier days, even during the .com bust. This is one of the survivor. Look, it's trying to go higher, and look, RSI is just 50. It's around 56 or so. Not too bad. And you could also click on this snapshot here, which is one of my favorite tool here. It kind of gives you very good information, in a nice format here. Let's wait for real. There you go. We got. Let's go back here and click on snapshot again. Look, we got snapshot here. We got all these companies. It gives you nice information right here. You could look at some of these numbers like market cap and so on and so forth. It's a great one. You could read through this. It's a great one here. So we have successfully nailed down from all the way to 8,000 stocks to just 3 stocks to buy call option. And like I know many of you may not want to buy call option. You might want to do something different. So if you don't want to buy call option, if you want to sell put options, you could do that too here. You could go into similar thought process here. You could go into RSI. Even when you're selling put options, you don't want it to be overbought, and you want the trend line support also to be strong. So you could you could do one thing. You could do any here if you're selling put options, and when you want to sell put options, you want volatility to be high. Look, what you could do is you could go into the volatility right here. Look, we got volatility right here, and you could go into volatility, and you could say week, and you can say over 3%, 4%. Let's go week over 5% here. We want a higher volatility so that we can get some good premium. Look, we got few stocks here. If you want to sell put option here, you want a little bit higher volatility. We got Generac here, Micron, and ZI. And look, we could bring some of these up in our chart, in our options platform like Thinkorswim here. Look, we got Generac here. As I go into the overview here, look, Generac is right now it's a let's see here, just $100 stock here, and we got Micron, which is $54, and we got ZI, which is $29. These are some great stocks. You could you could look at selling put options here, mainly because it's the implied volatility or the volatility itself is slightly high. Let's look at these three here and bring up our platform, which is thinkorswim. Look, we are in thinkorswim platform here. I can go here and put in Generac here, GNRC. All right, so generally when you want to sell put options, you want to go at least say 45 days out. I love to sell put options in the monthly expiration cycles, like the one right here. And you could go here as you want to sell put options. You want to always look at the delta here. Look, we got delta right here. You could stay around say 15 or around 15 is the best place to be. Look, we got Generac right here. Generac is a $100 stock, as you can see here, and you could go stay at delta in the 13 here. This is a good one here. I think this is a good one. You could collect $1.65 here, and it's got open interest 383, and we got the ask and bid right here. You could make around 165 to 175 by selling this put option here. This is a great play. As you look to the chart here for Generac. All right, let's bring up a single chart here and change this charting here and go into a bigger 1.5 here. There you go. And we want to bring up GNRC, Generac. All right, look, Generac, stock has been trying to wonder where to go here. It's trying to get some good good level here. It's staying pretty constant. So you could go here. Look, IV rank is 50 here, pretty good. You can get some good premium here. And as you scan through here, look, we got check in money flow. Money is flowing into the stock, which is great. And implied volatility, current implied volatility is higher than the historical implied volatility, indicated by this light blue line here, which is current implied volatility. The pink line is the historic IV. So because current IV is over historic IV, it's a good time to really sell put option. And I got DMI here. DMI is telling you the red line is trying to come down here, which is a good sign. Green line is trending up slowly but surely. RSI perspective momentum is increasing, which is also good here. So you could sell some put options on stocks like this using the Finviz platform. So with that, you could use the same methodology here. Sometimes you want to basically buy put options, no problem. Again, what you can do is when you want to buy put options, you can change this to any for now here, and instead of overbought here, you could say oversold. When you want to buy put options, you want to look for stocks which are overextended. So you could say overbought 70 here. I want to at least look for RSI 70 or higher. Look, we got our stocks here. We got list of stocks here, 19 of them here. So we got all these stocks. You could look at very liquid stocks here, and you could you could sell some put options on some of these names here. So what you can also do when you want to sell put options, typically you don't need to don't want to look at things like margin. You want stocks to be you don't care about the margin because you want the stock to come down. So you can say any here, so that way you can look at the set of stocks. And even gross margin you don't care because you want stock to go down here. You can say any. And institutional ownership also you can say any here. So that we get good list of names here. Look, we are now into 33 here, and you could even say here instead of overbought 70, you could even change it to overbought 80 here. So that way you can look at some of these really overbought stocks. Look, we got just 4 stocks here. You could look at the chart by just clicking here. Look, overextended. You could buy some put options at the top here. You got HZNP here. Look, it went up too much here. Let's see what's going on. I know this company had earnings a while ago. You just want to make sure you don't want to buy the put option if the company is being bought over. Looks like it's got something going on here. There is a buyout in the buyout talk. So when there is a buyout talks, stay away. You don't want to get into that buyout and you want to buy some put options there. I would stay away here. Similarly, you could look at Gilead Sciences and just make sure there is no buyout and all those things here. This is a look. It's had some outperform, and it's got some good news here. There is no buyout here. You could look at this one also here. And you could look at one more stock right here, which is Philip Morris going higher, and Ross Stores. Just make sure there's no acquisition. This company is not being acquired. So with that, these are the few things that you can do here. And last technique is really you want to sell some call option. So when you want to sell some call option, you can use the same tactic here. You could look at same set of companies here. These are all overextended. You could go delta 10 call and sell some delta 10 calls at the top above the current stock price, and take advantage of the overextended price and go from there. So with that, we'll end here. Thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.